Welcome back. My name is Ezilii, and thanks for watching. Hopefully you're learning stuff through this guide for beginners and veteran noobs alike. Don't worry, I am by no means a complete expert. I still make funky things and exits like this. Again, if you caught last episode, we were talking about giving an access point for high density. I'm going to talk about zoning for high density. Eventually in the future, we're going to have another exit here and probably across like a little bridge. Industry will live up here next to this rail line. And then industry will use districts in a future upcoming tutorial to help move this, to discourage this, and encourage it to relocate, besides the fact of bulldozing it. Districts are also handy for other things like different policies. But to the meat and potatoes of this episode, zoning for high density. So last time we were together, we were talking about planning and understanding where we might need points of access for the highway, which I'm going to now just kind of do that. Now this is parallel. This is going to feed our density. But what I wanted to show you and talk to you and give you the permission to do this, because sometimes we need permission to do this, is when I'm doing a high density segment or I plan to have high density when I'm zoning. Although lately when I play modded, I don't zone anything. I plop everything down by hand. When you zone, grab your marquee tool and zone things not on the main street, but off a bit. In this case, I could zone here. And I'll show you on a square, a more square grid. But I could use this as walkway. Yeah, we could, it wants to force it there. We could do a pedestrian walkway that is then surrounded by trees. Whoops. So it's lined up with these trees to make it a little more pedestrian safe and friendly. You could use that to pull a bike lane off of the road, although they should be using this. But if we were to employ the use of bike lanes... What is this? Oh. There. We would now have bike lanes going through our high density part of town, which gives us safer spot for a cyclist. But by zoning off that main line, which let's find a Squarespace to do this, not to plug Squarespace, the website service. If I go here, and I have this as my grid, I'm going to do a smaller grid. I would tell you that these intersections for high density are way too close. But I'll show you a solution. If you wanted to keep a grid that is like this, a solution to help curb your traffic problem would be to do that. Because then left turn, but there's no right turn. So right turn, skip, right turn. But you would do it throughout. So the next one that you would keep, you would delete this and you would delete that. Right. So you're using this distance to filter this. Although the traffic lights are more or less your problem. You can then take this. Oh my goodness. I do that every time. Make this a stop sign. Make that a stop sign. Although that's pretty risky. And since traffic would be going both ways, there's no way to just do a left turn light, because everything would be a left turn light. But this would help at least split traffic out, where you would probably have a backup of traffic here if this is really popular to turn left, and your traffic backup would be here if this is really popular to turn left. But for what I wanted to show you, if you're zoning density and you want to zone high density, and say for instance we do residential, we don't have to zone all the way to it. In fact, given how the game works now, if we leave enough space, we can curb our noise pollution, although this doesn't work unless you have that. This could help reduce our noise pollution by a lot, because we then, not only are we adding space between the loudest road, because traffic should be on this road, the way noise pollution works now, following vehicles and not just assuming that a road is noisy, that road should be the loudest. And going 2 tiles in, since these 4 tiles back have the ability to reach this road, I could leave these unzoned and these will still build. I can then go further, and as I did in the example on the other side, is plant trees. So these trees will then help buffer what will be loud. If I connect this, we should get people and we should see what it looks like. I'm just going to willy-nilly connect it. Give them some water. Don't look at this. Don't look at the pipes. And since we're in desperate need of power right now, we'll produce a little bit more power. So when these guys build, they're not going to build here, but they're going to build all of these zones. So zoning like that, what that will do is it will help alleviate your cars. So if I zoned this right here, I'm going to have trucks pull into this zone to deliver goods, and it's going to block my street, which is going to back up my traffic. But if I leave that line unzoned and leave it empty, this will grow and my truck will have to pull in here to deliver, as opposed to blocking my main street. I'd rather have the backup here instead of having a big congestion problem here. Oh, I didn't give you water there. Huh, that's funny. Anyway, you can now see what it did. It gave me a place for trees. It gave me enough space to allow for that noise and to reduce it. It also gave me space if the commercial, I don't know if the commercial, we have little demand at the moment, but the commercial deliveries will happen, or the industry will happen on the side street and not the main street. So this major thoroughfare, this through street, quote unquote through street, will now not have deliveries, and it will operate unimpeded with the minus of traffic lights. You could take those away, but I doubt I'm gonna even see a lot of traffic come through. They don't seem to be moving in. I mean, they're moving in, but I don't think they're moving in. I don't see... We haven't seen a single car. Although, that pretty much concludes that little tip as far as zoning for high density. Planning for high density is an ongoing struggle. Oh, look at this. I totally left these guys. Ha! Constantly revising plans. I don't know if I'm going to keep my... I wanted to bend it, but we'll see. It might not illustrate my point well to keep it bendy. Let's do this. I think we should make more use of this central place in our highway exchanges. Awesome. Until next time, be good to each other. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the likes, the subscribes, the comments. If you have any questions as far as the game is concerned, something I haven't covered that you'd like to see covered, feel free to mention it. Thank you for the topic of density planning, zoning, and whatnot earlier. Be good to each other. And since I'm recording this on a Friday, have a great weekend. Love your faces. If this or any of the videos have been helpful for you, please like and subscribe, and feel free to share. We love to meet new friends. Be good to each other. You can find me here on YouTube or over on Twitch. All the links are below the video. Have a good one.